My return subscribers, thank you so very much for always coming around for view my channel. Yes, I said yesterday that um, we'll be having more of we'll be having more of life. Yes, instead of just doing our usual normal videos, that will be having more of life, and I'll be coming live often. Okay, so my beautiful people, good morning once more, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching from. Um, okay, so I actually had this gist that people have been circulating that Queen Naomi, that the king, that the king married married other queens to get back to get at Queen Naomi, which I find really, really interesting, because I don't know why people will just wake up and say that the king married his other wives to get at Queen Naomi. It is not true. You all know that the king had, according to the way it was before Queen Naomi married the king had other women that has kids for him, and most of them, they call them their yabas, some of them are friends, some of them are admirers, and why most of them really has kids, they have kids for him. And when he married Queen Naomi, according to what, as the gist, according to how we heard it, when he married Queen Naomi, they were still very much around, and of course, being a cute king, and is like a father figure to them as a king. So most of them come to seek advice. Most of them come to, seek his blessings, and most of them come to seek his blessings. And when they come, one thing will lead to another, the other will lead to another, and all that. So it didn't really sit well with Queen Naomi, and she got really, really pissed off. So just like I said, she never mentioned what actually happened, but based on the story and what could actually happen, people said it was based on infidelity. I mean, so many women around, crowding the crown, the king. They weren't giving her breathing space. Like literally, it was as if when he married her, everybody now wanted to be with the king. Like as if it stirred up jealousy within them and all that. So that was why she left. And when she left, the king was really, really heartbroken, because he didn't expect the second, his third marriage, to end up like that. And Queen Naomi being a quiet person, I feel like he expected her to like swallow everything she saw and just keep calm and everything. Of course, women will always be women, will always be jealous. You don't expect us to keep calm, especially when we love somebody deeply. So she left the palace and went to one of the buildings that the Ooni of Ife acquired for her in Ekiti. So where she was also hosting her ministry, and she continued with her foundation. You know, the king waited for her for many months. According to them, it was all over the blogs, like every news carried it, every channel carried it. He waited for her for months to return, and according to them, he was actually sending people to go and plead on his behalf. You all know that the king cannot leave the palace, he cannot leave his seat to go and plead uh, with Queen Naomi. He can only send delegates to plead on his behalf. and of course talk to her to come back. So when they pleaded with her and they saw that it was not actually working, she was not ready to come back, they went back to tell the king, and that was when the king sought had to seek for the Ifa priest uh, to seek for the Ifa priest's opinion, and all that. Consultations were done and all that. And mind you, a lot of people were actually mocking the king then, because this was his, Naomi was his third wife. Although we don't know his first wife, she's not a social media person, and she's not. I heard that was when he wanted to be crowned the king that she left. But I don't know what happened before Queen Wurola came. After Queen Wurola came, Queen Naomi came, and Queen Naomi left too. So you can imagine how he was feeling, and people feeling, and people's speech, people mocking him, and the gossip all over the place. Like he can't keep his wives and all that. So when he did his consultations with the Ifa priest, and he was told to go and marry his all the women in his life, just marry them and know that okay, there's nothing like they are concubines, they are yabas, they're just coming to the palace. Marry them. If you know who you love, marry them and keep them close to you, so that you won't have issues in your marriage. That was the prophecy. So he went ahead and married them. You already know their names. You know Olori Marian, Olori Elizabeth, Olori Ashley, Olori Temitope, Olori Ronke, and of course Olori Toby. So he married all, and since then he's been happy, according to him, because there was a time the king expressed his gratitude, and he granted an interview actually. So he spoke about his struggles with marriage and how he overcame it all, and of course thanking God for the blessings so far. And for the people that actually mocked him, he was like, come and see me now. I'm happily married with my wives and settled in. So that was actually what happened. Why how he finally married the his wives, and now the Oloritobi, they were all now trying to conceive. Of course, after marriage, whether you say you're not prepared to give birth or you're prepared to give birth, women will always to try out to conceive, which they Oloris did. At first, I noticed that Olori Ashley was pregnant, and of course, I gave the gist and congratulated her that Olori Ashley was pregnant, and and I heard that okay, now Olori Toby's own was so obvious because she was always on social media. Of course, she has business to run, so she's selling her clothes on social media, her fashionable brand. So she's always there um, to model them. So it was obvious when she stopped selling her clothes on social media, modeling them, and showcasing them on social media. I became suspicious. It became suspicious that Oloritobi was actually pregnant, and Olori Ashley's own was obvious. When I carried the gist, one of her top fan, one of her followers, I mean, she's also my follower to my subscriber. I appreciate her a lot for her honest opinion. She said that, why are you monitoring? She said something. She said, why were you monitoring Olori Ashley's baby bump? Are you the one that impregnated her? I said, no, I didn't impregnate her, but I know that she's pregnant, and pregnancy is a good thing. She's a married woman, and once you're married, the next thing a woman looks forward to is having children, except she has an arrangement with her husband to probably wait for some time before they start, wait for some time, maybe have time for themselves, before they start bringing in children into the world. So when the person said this, I was like, okay, there's no issue in this. It's just to congratulate her. Her fans are really happy. They saw how her fans were really happy, and they saw how she was happy for Oloritobi when Oloritobi delivered. Like, she was really, really happy She did a celebration in the UK. Her friends, kids came around, and she prepared food for them, and she celebrated Oloritobi like no man's business. Like it was really, really fascinating. I really enjoyed that aspect of Olori Ashley. And I was like, why are you so being so aggressive towards this issue? Like, I didn't see anything wrong in bringing the gist. I'm here for the gist. I give royalty gist. Yes, they are celebrities, so their life is out there. Do you understand? So, and if we don't talk about them, that is it. So most celebrities pay bloggers to talk about them, but we're talking about them for free. And come to think of it, I only bring their gist to this place, what I heard, and I always like to give the good news. I want the good news to always come from Jesus TV. So I feel excited bringing in the good news. So it's not like it was so harm or it was harmful. And finally, we resolved the issues of Olori, and as God will have it, she delivered her child safely. And yes, that was when she now granted an interview. Abi, she wrote about her struggle having miscarried a child. And I didn't really know that Olori actually miscarried a child, but it was none of our business. But that is why I always tell people to be kind with words. You don't know what people are going through, and yes, just be kind with the things you say. You know, people are really going through a lot. So when Olori actually delivered her child, a lot of people were really happy for her. Of course, you know that most people in Ile-Ife like her because her, I think her NGO mostly is in Ile-Ife, and she's been running this NGO for a very long time. And it was because of her father that I don't know if she named the NGO after her father or so, but she said something about her father 1 year like that. And yes, so you know that she's well known in Ile-Ife, and a lot of people really like her. They like her person. They admire her so much. So and Olori Ashley Olori Ashley has been in the palace for a very long time. Apart from that, she's from one of the royal houses in Ife, and so is Olori Ronke. So when people started saying that, when people started saying that, like a lot of people didn't really care about Olori Ashley because of what they felt she did to Queen Naomi, and me, I was really trying to understand the angle where they are coming from. And it was said that Queen Naomi and Olori Ashley were really, really close when Olori Ashley was in the palace. When Queen Naomi was in the palace, sorry. And the reason for their closeness, how it started is that, you know, Olori Ashley is conversant with all the rituals that entails a woman to carry out. I mean, she's the one carrying them out, and she's conversant with all those things, the tradition of Ife, the things that are needed to do in the palace, and what's so not. So that was how she became close with Queen Naomi, because she was putting her through in most of the things, most of the rituals, most of the things that are to be done in the palace, what to know about the palace, and all that, and Ife, and all that, and all that. So, like, that was how they became really, really close. And through Olori Queen Naomi, Olori actually also became close to Queen Naomi's family. You see where the angle where people are pointing fingers at her. Like they literally became very good friends, very close. Cheers, because I think as of then, Olori actually used to be in Nigeria like 24/7. She was always in the country, you know, like every festival, you know, that she's the one that is supposed to carry out the rituals and all that. So, but apart from that, she was always in the country and all that. And people get to say that she, according to them, then they were saying that, oh, they actually deceived Queen Naomi. That she was one of the people that told Queen Naomi to they said she was the one that told Naomi to leave the palace, and I was like, wow. Eh, well, I didn't say much, but I just felt like Queen Naomi leaving the palace should not, nobody should put the blame on anybody. She leaving the palace was on her own accord, her own. She should take responsibilities for her actions, because nobody can actually tell you to leave what you love. But I felt like she left the palace based on how hot she was. Like it was her own decision, not anybody's. So when she left, people now started calling on Ole Ashley. No, they didn't point our fingers on Ole Ashley then, until months later when the king started making preparations marry marry the women in his life according to the Ifa priest. That was when people now started, when they now started mentioning the names, and Olori Ashley's name was mentioned second. They were like, say, eh? So Olori Ashley is really, really getting married to the king, and they thought she was Queen Naomi's friend. That was how Olori Ashley came into the picture. They were like, we actually thought she was Queen Naomi's friend, and she literally likes Queen Naomi. So all this while she's been eyeing the king, and she still wants to settle down with the king. She wants to live the life that Queen Naomi was living. You see how that aspect of Ashley uh, came into light. They felt like she deceived Queen Naomi, and she was envying Queen Naomi. She wanted to live the life that Queen Naomi was living as of that time, but she didn't show it. So now, she's one of the people that the king wants to marry. Wow. So that was how when Naomi got angry, her people and all that. Mind you, although it actually was so close to Queen Naomi and her people. Yes, that was how close they were. Like she literally goes to Queen Naomi's chambers anytime she's around. She's a very fun person. And that was how the Naomi's fans became angry and started pointing accusing fingers on Ashley. If they didn't even point at every other person, see Olori Ashley, they carried her matter on their head that period. Like the person that broke all the vlogs, the gist that I used to bring them, it was always about the person that broke Queen Naomi's home, the person that deceived Queen Naomi, Olori Ashley acting as Queen Naomi's friend. They said a lot of things, and from whatever angle they said it, they were right to express their anger. But to me, I still felt like um, it was not necessary. Whatever blame we have should always be on the king. I will always say that, and not the women in his life. So the same is applicable to every married man. If a married man brings in women in his house and they disrespect his wife, I do not blame the women that are in his house, but I blame the married man, because it is what you want that you bring into your home. But in another aspect of it, people felt like Kwenomi already knew what she was getting into. And you know that this is a king, a well-known king. He is going to marry as many women as he wants. He's very handsome, educated, rich. You don't think that women will actually let him be. Do you understand? Yes. Do you understand? So you understand what you are going into, and you should have stood your ground and know that, okay, if you actually love this person, you are ready to fight for him and everything the love stands for. But from the other angle, people were saying that Queen is, as of then, she was still a young and naive young lady. So, and someone that is a church person, she doesn't want to share, and she doesn't have the strength to even fight anybody over her husband. So she just packed her load and left them and said, I leave him, you all can have him now. So, but I didn't blame her, because that's the person, that's her nature, that's the kind of person she is naturally. She doesn't want issues, she doesn't want to quarrel with anybody, she just wants to live a very peaceful life and a quiet life. And yes, you can see from that she's not After she left the king, you also see that she's not a violent person. She's not that loud, and she just wants to be left alone to worry about herself. She's a one person woman, so you will know from the way when she got jealous and left the palace. So it's natural for her to get jealous and leave the palace and leave the man. And of course, if you truly love someone, you will leave. You would get jealous. So, but people were expecting her to fight as a queen, stay back, throughout the women, stop them from coming to the palace. She wasn't even raised that way, so you don't expect her to be that kind of person. There are women that if you say, okay, this person can do this kind of thing among the queens, I will say, okay, this person is capable. But for Queen Naomi, initially, we all knew that no, 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 no. She's a very quiet person, and she wasn't even going to say anything. But the happiest part of it is, I keep saying it everywhere, every blogs that I go to. I like the fact that she's not that loud. She didn't come out to say anything against her husband, or even defend anybody. You know. Well, I'm so happy for them that they've all settled their differences now and they are living in peace. So, all the fans that are fighting each other, you all should live in peace too, because you cannot fight anybody's battle. I keep saying it. Like, they are good now. Husband and wife, they've reconciled their matter and they are good. They are at peace. So, be at peace with your own self and reconcile. So, and I'm so happy for all the queens and that they are delivering their children safely. And of course, like the king now have like three boys, three children and three boys. Forget about the female ones, they are all loved. But you all know what I mean. So Prince Tade now has two brothers and more are on their way. Like the king is really, really happy now. He's at peace, and the women in his life are at peace with themselves and they are not living in one place. That is one thing about polygamy. Just have your money and make sure that your women, all the women, are treated equally, and you see it being smooth. It's not one poor man in Ikorodu. No, Ikorodu people, most of Ikorodu people living in Ikorodu, most of them are very, very wealthy, but you hardly notice. Let me not use any place as an instance, but if you know that the money you have is not enough to cater for two people, because those two people will bring in more, like let's say three or two or four kids, your money is not going to be enough to cater for them. Why not stick with one woman and take care of your kids? Well, the king is always entitled to as many women as he wants to. The palace is big enough for everybody, which we all know. So, and I'm glad he's treating everybody equally, treating everybody right, and they're literally happy. And we heard that the king is making proper preparation to welcome Olori Ashley, and is not sitting well with a lot of people. I was like, okay, wow. I mean, she's been away for a while after because of her baby, and she's not been around. um, it is nice that they welcome her properly, give her all the necessary support that they can. And what's really the fun part of this marriage is that anybody can actually stand in for anybody. Like Oloronke stood in for her sister Queen Ashley while she was away and taking care of things. I said it that Oloronke was the next person that Olori Ashley can actually teach everything about uh, the rituals that she performs in the palace. So, and you know that Oloronke is royalty too. And of course, she knows so many people. So you don't think that she too, she's a small person. She's not a small person. And she's the founder of African Fashion Week, London, Nigeria. And I think there was a time she was actually trying to take it to, which I've forgotten this country, to other countries. There's this country that the king sent Queen Naomi one time to represent him, I've forgotten the name. When I remember the name in any of the gist, if it collides with the gist, I'll just give it. I'll just tell you the country. I've forgotten. So, and she was trying to, push the African Fashion Week to other countries. I don't know if she succeeded. So she too, she's not a small person, but I like her personality. I like her kind of person. Like, she's a lively woman. Is a bad comic person, and if you notice that whichever occasion that Olori Ashley, Oloronke and other queens go to, and she comes in maybe before or after them, she's always the first person to go to greet them, exchange pleasantries with them. And I like that aspect of her. And they also said um, she's the oldest among them all. But maturity is not has nothing to do with age, because as I see, I've seen a lot of old people behave like children. They keep malice more than young with the younger ones and all that. So maturity is not all about age. It's your mindset and your your mindset. Let me just say it. So Oloranke is a very nice woman, and you all have actually noticed it too. So, and just like Olori Ashley, she's been around the king for a very long time. And if you notice, they said that the king married, the people that he married are his friends, his very good friends. So he's been friends with these women before he even settled down with them. So they know a lot about him. They know his personality. They know that, okay, this is what our husband is capable of doing and not. So they already know, they've made up their mind. So you can see that the king actually knows the people he wants to settle down with, the people that knows him, the people that accept him for who he is, and the people that will not judge him. But yes, I just felt like maybe if he had told or briefed Queen Naomi what to expect in the palace, maybe she wouldn't have left. And I felt like, yeah, she wouldn't have left out of anger, but she's here. I felt like if it were to be now, Queen Naomi would have known better. But why is there experience if we cannot learn from it? We're all here to learn from every mistake we make. We learn from we learn from them. We learn from them. So that is it. So, my beautiful people, in fact, I'm enjoying this life. I feel like this life is more preferable for me. I get to air out my mind. I feel like I'm talking to you people face to face. I'm telling you a gist. I'm gisting you face to face. This is what the Gist Us TV is all about. Like, I'm giving you a gist live and direct. Like, this is what I heard. So I feel like I'll be coming more, and more on this space, like life. Yes, I'm enjoying it so much that no more dropping gist for you people to go and listen. So if you are lucky enough to meet me on my life, fine. But if not, because of the time differences, a lot of people might be at their working space now. Most people are sleeping, the time differences. So if you're lucky enough to meet me, that's fine. So my people, thank you all so very much for coming around, for listening to my gist. Please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like and share my videos, and don't forget to comment nicely. I really appreciate you all, honestly. I really appreciate you all. For those of you that made that time to come to the live, thank you so very much. And yes, your opinions count. And you know one thing, right? The more they are bringing, the more the queens, the more there is happy moments in the palace, the more gist we get to bring. Do you understand? Like now, Oletobi delivered her twins safely. Is a gist now, we'll still carry it. Olu Ashley delivered her prince safely. Is a gist, we'll still carry it. With Naomi, for the first time ever since she left the Ife event, everything concerning royalty, for the first time she appeared before us to support her husband. Though they've reconciled, they've been seeing each other, but coming out openly to support her husband with their son on his opening of the Ojaja estate. Like, it was really, really appealing. Like, it's another gist for us. So it's really, really exciting. So what are we really going to gain from them having issues, quarrel in the palace? Nothing. So I like bringing gist, happy moments gist, reality gist. I enjoy it so much, and I feel like this space is even much, much more better. Yes, to bring my gist, like if I'm talking to you people here, I feel like I'm conversing with you people face to face. So I'll be coming more here to gist about whatever I had. All my people, my very beautiful subscribers, once more, I really want to appreciate you all. I want to say thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for coming around. Thank you for your views, your comments. I really, 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 really appreciate you all. And please don't forget to come more. Don't forget to share with your family and friends my gist. And don't forget to like and comment. Your comments means a lot to me. Have a blessed day. Bye.